Oh, that's right. Oh, we've got someone on board. Hello! So I guess I can close. Funaki Masakatsu, Hybrid Wrestler. How you doing, Slothmaster? A pleasure to have you aboard the stream. Just gonna get rid of that one. Right click. Oop. Remove. I'm doing alright. How is life over in wherever Slothmasters live? I have no idea where you are. Probably best to keep it that way, so that way I can't come find you for revenge for some reason. Welcome aboard today's stream. Today we are watching Pancrash 1, which I've got all queued up. Just gonna detach the live chat so I can see it. Live in Colorado. I have no idea whether that place is warm, cold, or how it's going at the moment. I hope everything is all right up there. We're just going to wait around until we get at least one other person on the stream, and then we'll press play on Pancrash 1. And I'll just share this out on the Facebooks as well. We've got Ye Lord. Excellent. That's 2 people. All right. I'll just share this out on the Facebook, and then we'll begin watching ourselves some Pancrash. One second. Post. There we go, that's that one. And yeah, bugger it, we'll put it on the underground as well. Subscriptions. I'll review every Pancrase event. Enter live now. Come on, some Pancrash. Alright, so as long as there are no other objections, let's press play. I gotta turn that up a little bit. So, first up on the card, we have Kazuo Takahashi taking on Katsuomi Inagaki, 2 of my favourite young boys in Pancrase. Inagaki never made his debut in PWFG, I don't think. I think he was a young boy at the end of PWFG and then moved on to Pancrase. Hello, Anthony M. Welcome aboard the stream. Good to see you again. And Kazuo Takahashi has, of course, started fighting back at PWFG. I think it was at the first ever event. Yeah, first fight on the first ever event, it was Kazuo Takahashi versus Minoru Suzuki. And he busted his chin straight away there because he was in a shoot, which is on my channel, against Kangaroo. He was in a shoot against Ken Shamrock, and Ken Shamrock soccer kicked him so hard in the fucking face that it just sort of broke Takahashi's chin for the rest of his career. Low kicks from Inagaki, palm strikes into a double leg from the college wrestler Yoshiki Takahashi. Got the back, cranking the shit out of the face of Katsuomi Inagaki. This is exactly what you want to see, just ruthless shit. Zach George, hello, good to see you again. Welcome aboard. We've only just started today. We're watching some Pancrash. Got the wrestling ride from Takahashi here. Just trying to dig in crossfaces on Inagaki's noggin. Putting the knee in, knees to the body. This is some good shit. They're under the ropes. Will the referee stand them up? I don't know. Back to the knee ride. Smattering of applause. Single-legged crab from Takahashi. Oh, heel hook attempt from Katsuomi Inagaki on the ground. This is some good shit. So way back in the day, back on the choke again. Way back in the day, back in I think 2015 was when I started the I will review every Pancrase event ever sort of project, and Pancrase was one of the first events I did. So you can read that over on the underground forums. It is it's not good. Yeah, looking back at it, I'm not a huge fan of my previous writing. Nice strikes from Katsuomi Inagaki. I always liked Inagaki's striking, but I never really got the rest in the same way. It's like that. It was a nice low kick sweep, and then just soccer kicked Inagaki in the face, and then the referee just lets him stand up. And yeah, Inagaki is going to get murked. Inagaki spent the first, 5 events getting murked before he got a win. Nice takedown from fucking Takahashi. I always loved Takahashi's wrestling. It's a shame he just loved brawling too much. He'd just sort of get obsessed with throwing hands with people and rather than wrestling with them, because he was a very good wrestler. Nice entry into the armbar too from the back. Will he get the grip break is the question. Yanking away on the crossed hands of Inagaki. Not really working any grip breaks. Legalized soccer kicks. Soccer kicks are kind of legal in... Oh, and rope escape. So soccer kicks are kind of legal in Pancrase. If you are up on one knee, you're allowed to be kicked in the face. But if you're face down or on your flat on your back, you're not allowed to be soccer kicked in the face. Back striking, inside low kick from Takahashi, body kick from Takahashi. See, this is what I mean about him brawling. Like, he was wrestling the shit out of Inagaki, and then he's just like, you know what, I'm just going to brawl with him for a little while. Hit some nice knees to the clinch, then back to the wrestling. I really liked Takahashi's wrestling heroes. He had really nice entries into singles and doubles. Lord, I saw Vegeta destroy the shit out of someone in a pro wrestling match with very real soccer kicks. Do you remember which wrestling match that was? Because that might be some old school shoots fodder. I've got to close that window. Just make sure we're not getting doubling up on the sound. Yeah. So Vegeta was very stiff. Hey HHC Wrestling, nice to see you, man. Welcome aboard. Today we're watching some Pancrash. Throwing stiff shots in a pro wrestling match is a bit dangerous for Kazuyuki Fujita because his chin got broked. There we go. Escape. Alright, back working. Nice high kick from Inagaki, but Takahashi eats it like a sandwich and gets the takedown. Going for the single leg crab. Probably going to abandon that and end up in the guard. Trying to heel hook Inagaki. Got the double leg control. So this is this was something that was seen in a Gary Tone instructional fairly recently. And people are like, oh, you can do leg locks around the outside of both leg locks. I'm like, you know, this is the shit happening back in 1993. Takahashi pops out on top. And Vegeta did almost knock out a prime unbeaten Fedor. Fedor was in fact actually beaten once before because there was that TKO due to cut against Tsuyoshi Kosaka. Which really doesn't count as a win. But there was a 1 on his record. Nice uppercut on the ground from Kazuo Takahashi. In like a wrestling single leg ride, not spiral ride, as I've been told by by Dan the Wolfman. I've got to work on my wrestling nomenclature. There we are, back into the choke again. I think he's got this one this time. Yeah, this Inagaki's going to do the standard Inagaki thing and just go unconscious, isn't he? Yep. So Inagaki's passed the fuck out, because tapping is for bitches, apparently. Yeah, Inagaki was a madman. He just... and the fucking... The little kick from Yoshiaki... From Kazuo Takahashi to nudge him off. Just a little desultory boot. Just get the fuck off me, Inagaki. Oh dear. Yeah, there was a lot of Japanese on Japanese crime back in the Pancrase days. A lot of it happening to Inagaki. Poor fella. Because I don't think he got a win in the whole Yes We Are Hybrid Wrestlers series. Because I know he lost to... Okay. Loses to Suzuki in the opener. Loses to Tiger White in Yes We Are Hybrid Wrestler 2. Who did he fight at Yes We Are Hybrid Wrestlers 3? And at Yes We Are Hybrid Wrestlers 4 he lost to Yusuke Fuke. So, yeah, he's not having a good run. I'll look at Yes We Are... fuck it. I won't bother looking it up. We can just talk shit. So, state of the channel. I've decided that if I'm watching a fight and I'm pre-recording it, I will talk only about the fight or things that are related to it. The bullshitting and talking about random shit is to be saved for the live streams. And so this is where I'll just go on about nonsense. Whereas if I've pre-recorded something, only talking about the fights or the fighters involved or stuff that is actually pertinent. Not letting my brain run away. Of course, that will only take effect after Pancrase Alive 7, because I pre-recorded that one before I made that decision. Here comes Andre Vanden Utelar. very large, very strong Dutchman. Inagaki always was pretty shredded, so that's a nice little tidbit there from Slothmaster. Inagaki was a high school/college bodybuilder before he got into MMA. Yearlord, no, it is not Andrei Kopylov, it is Andrei van den Uitelaar. So Andrei van den Uitelaar is, of course, the, I believe it was an Olympic boxer and judoka for Holland. Got picked up by Glovis Dupree, who was Bas Rutten's manager. I don't think he ever showed up at whatever Dolman's gym was called, Dolman Sport or whatever. Which is a surprise for a Dutchman. Like, you're either from Charcuterie or you were from Dolman Sport. And yeah, he's a big fucking dude. Big old fucking He-Man. And here comes Tiger. The juice that Tiger must have been on at the Lions Den. Yeah, I can't express exact, like, he put on 20-30 pounds of muscle in not very long at all. Because it was, yeah, yes, we're Hyper Wrestlers 1, he was a skinny dude, like, 170, 180 pounds, and, like, tall, in shape, but pretty skinny for a fighter. And then by about now, he starts getting a lot larger. So that Ken Shamrock, chicken and broccoli. Maybe not Olympic boxer. Maybe, I think he was on the boxing team or something, like help training them. Or maybe he was an Olympic judoka and also a boxer, but not an Olympic boxer. Because I'm just pulling that out of my memory from Bas Rutten's commentary. You always seem to confuse Andre with Joop van der Ven for some reason. Fucking Joop van der Ven looks like a fucking goblin. How do you confuse... Well, we've got Troll, and then you've got Goblin. Or Ogre, and then Goblin. Like, fucking Joop van der Ven is the most, fucking... Oh my god, he's a hideous human being. Alright, and here we are. The Koji Kitaos are just gonna always be the stream background until I decide to make a new one. We're just gonna leave him up there, because rest in peace, Kitao. He's getting shoot kicked in the face in heaven these days. I watched Kitao's UFC fight against Mark Hall the other day. By the other day, I mean yesterday. And he actually did okay. Like, he looks really great until until Big John McCarthy, like, stops the fight and then makes then you see fucking, like, Kitao's face. His nose is, like, all the way sideways and it's just pissing out blood. It's so fucking bad. Because when Big John stopped the fight, I'm like, oh, why is he stopping the fight? Fucking another classic early career Big John mistake. And then, no, he was right to stop that one. Alright, so we've got... Not Umeki, we've got the traditional Pancrase referee, and here we are. Uitelaar taking on the Taekwondo and shoot wrestling stylings of Vernon Tiger White. Pimp hand from Vernon White to start with. I'm not saying that because he's black, I'm saying that because he threw out a backhand. He's getting backed into the corner by the bigger man. Fucking Uitelaar completely stuffs that, cradles him over into topside control. And then into... Scarf hold, which would make sense with the judo background. Trying to separate the hands of Vernon. Yeah, Yoshiki Takahashi, he fought Valid Ismail, and that was a fucking hilarious botch fest in there. That fight is it's fucking hilarious. Because it's just, the pair of them are just fouling each other the whole time. Takahashi's defending takedowns by just hanging onto the fucking cage. Fucking, he rips Walid Ismail's cup out of his shorts because, like, Ismail, like, fish hooks him or something. And then he punches Ismail right in the fucking nuts. is a really fun fight, and I highly recommend going and watching it. Nice palm strikes from Uitelaar. Tiger dropping in on the takedown. I believe they were just stood up. I believe there was a break rather than a escape. I think maybe he was on the Olympic team, but not actually showing up at the Olympics. So an alternate. Same as Same as our man Suzuki. Yeah. And Yoshiki Takahashi hits he hits a really nice so he's like going for an Uchimata, an inside thigh sweep with an overhook, and then he's leaning down real low, and I thought he was going to leg scissors under Valid Ishmael, but he just ankle picks him, and it's a really nice takedown. So watch that one as well. Spinning back kick right to the nuts. Oh my god. And Hiroto Soichi here with the patented fucking how to. Oh my god, the fucking the mysterious ass slaps to protect the nutsack over for Andre Van Den Udela. So spinning back kick right to the fucking dick. Poor guy. The crowd finds it funny. I think Tiger was just used to fighting kids in a fucking taekwondo gym, so he's throwing those spinning back kicks out at like kid height, so to not hit them in the face. he looks pretty ashamed of himself. I am thoroughly unconvinced that slapping the shit out of someone's tailbone will actually heal their balls. I have no idea what Hiroto Soichi is doing here. Oh dear. Apparently he's an acupuncturist as well. So this is why you wear a cup, everybody. He's straight up massaging his balls now. Sorry, YouTube, don't fucking kill the stream from Hiroto Soichi. Trying to help out Andre Van Den Udela. Vernon White just staring off into the darkness there after kicking Andre in the testes. Very stern. He's very sorry. Sorry, dude. But yeah, you can tell he's way more jacked now at Pancrash 1 than he was at Yes We Are Hybrid Wrestlers 1. The fucking size he put on is it's funny. And a babyface Bus Rutten. And Kyuma Kunyoku and Glovis Dupree all there. Do we get Bus fighting on this card? I don't remember. Alright. Front kick from Vernon Tiger White. Nearly falls over afterwards. Tiger got so much better at striking. Nice low kick there. Spinning back kick. Nearly got him in the balls again. Low kick. Front kick to the thigh. Side kick. Fucking just eats that side kick and just takes Tiger down. And they say, stand up. He's not wearing a cup. Yeah, no wonder the fucking kick to the balls hurt so much. Side kick again. High on the thigh. Tiger ducking into the takedown. Not doing very well. Gets sprawled on and turned over by the huge fucking Dutchman Andre Udela. Punches to the body. Udela's just fucking done with Vernon's shit now. The freaky mount. Dick right in Vernon's ear. Really working that north-south in here. Careless Whisper needs to start playing. Body punches from Andre Udela. The crowd don't seem to care so much about these ones because it's striker versus striker matchup, and so if that's happening, they're kind of okay with you striking on the ground. But yeah. Matt Hume says Van was the strongest man he ever grappled. You know what? I can say that's fair. Because he fucking looks like a fucking Viking. Oh, he just punched him right in the face. So we're getting some fouls here. Another front kick. Bus saw that one coming, and so he's like, throw the counter back. Oh, this one's oh, nice knee too. This card's Bus versus Funaki, isn't it? That's a good fight. I reckon that was a good one we can watch, as I like that fight too. Ends up with the top control here, digging in the arm triangle, and the break for being under the ropes. Matt Hume is a funny one because he started off like at AMC Pancrash, and it really wasn't that big of a gym. He really, like, it wasn't until after his MMA career that he really sort of made that place a gym that was a good place for fighters to go, because he turned Mars Sakurai's career around. Tim Bosch was never the same after he left AMC Pancrash, and fucking Mighty Mouse just, oh god, the wizardry that those two have managed to impart on that man is ridiculous. Considering he had a chokehold on the 125 division until like last year from its inception in like 2010. So it's like 9 years of being champion. It's crazy. And the fucking amount of belts that guy has. So yeah, I quite like Matthew as a coach. Not as a... the way he's running 1FC is a little bit dodgy at the moment. And 1FC should bring back suplexes. Alright, backfighting. Voden picking up that leg for side kicks. Switching stances in the old taekwondo style. Nice low kick as well. Disappointed at the lack of shit he's thrown. Hasn't thrown any heat at Udala's head yet, which is part of why he's getting beaten up so much, because Udala's just taking the damage on the body and the legs and just going, yeah, whatever, I can hit you back now. Oh, there we are. Hits a nice overhand, but gets countered by Udala. Little cut. Fucking Udala, man. Udala cut like an absolute son of a bitch, because I know he lost a fight against Manabu Yamada, because he got a huge cut. His fight in the cage fight tournament in Holland, he got a huge fucking cut against Rene Ruse. That fight is a fucking travesty. Don't watch that one. Nice low single attempt there from Vernon Tiger White into the sprawl of Udala. But yeah, he just had parchment thin skin. It just came apart like nothing. Eli Easy, the Game Hunter. Who else is fucking live right now? Welcome aboard, man. Pleasure to see you on the channel. And I have no idea how he finished that. I think it was just straight up a fist choke. This is a fucking cut, man. Look at that. We're going to rewind that one. View. Not minimal interface. I'll wind back a little bit. Yeah, just a forearm choke. Okay. View. Minimal interface again. Fucking ruthless. Yeah, it still looks fine. Fucking losing by forearm choke, it's always, look at the blood. No! YouTube, don't look! Don't look at the blood, it's not real, it doesn't exist. Because I think that's why, so when The Most Dangerous Man Alive today and such, we were watching Vale Tudo Japan 97. When, Jean-Jacques Machado gets his forehead cut open by Frank Trigg and just gets the crimson mask straight away. I think that's what caused YouTube to cut it, because they were like, the gore, can't be showing that. So they thought maybe we were showing a fucking, like, snuff film or something. Which is not what you want. Alright. Zach George, would he Pride rules with stomps back? Depends on the Ryzen event. So some Ryzen fights they allow stomps, some other ones they don't. I'm a little annoyed that 1FC has cut them. I used to enjoy the 1FC stomps. I think knees to the ground of the opponent and soccer kicks and stomps should be allowed. But it was part of getting MMA legalized that those were not included. Because they don't look particularly attractive. Frank Trigg used a Tai Chi knee strike to beat Machado. I would have just said an intercepting fucking knee. Whatever kickboxing that, You want to see good intercepting knees? Gotta watch some of Cowboy Cerrone's career. After losing to Nate Diaz, he really picked up on, like, cutting off that distance because he worked out that he was getting rushed a lot. He still has trouble with it, but I remember his fight against Jim... Fuck. I want to say Jim Steele, but that's definitely not his name. Jim Miller. His fight against Jim Miller, his fight against Eddie Alvarez, and his one against Alex Hernandez, where he's just, every time they step in, just whacking him just right in the fucking liver with his knee. And here we have a fight of two big fucking guys. Jim Steele, it's a good wrestling name. I don't know if anybody here... Oh, Jim Steele's, he's Mike Barton's partner in All Japan Pro Wrestling. Is rising on the UG. Not on any of the threads that I put in. You gotta pirate it another way. Or it's on Fight TV if you can afford to pay some of it. If you can afford to pay one. I've got 2 or 3 events on my Fight TV thing, so I might capture those and we'll record them. Nick Nutter 2. Is that the one where he headbutts him to death? Is Igor Vovchanchin versus Nick Nutter 2 the one where he just headbutts Nutter, like... Is it from the bottom that he's just fucking headbutting? Because that's the only fight of those two that I remember. Alrighty. Here is Ryushi Nagisawa with his shouty fucking J-Rock. And his shirt made of towel material. So I don't know what that shirt is made of. There's James Matthews. Yeah, so we're just going to watch all of Pancrash 1. Hey, William Colosimo. Pleasure to have you aboard the stream. My friend, man with great connections in the wrestling world. If anybody hasn't read his interviews with Fujiwara, his interview with Sean Doherty, Scott Bisak, Ken Shamrock, Krista Weaver, anyone I'm missing, William Colosimo? Because everyone should go read those. They're both on the underground forums and on the MMA community. So James Matthews was one of the first guys picked up by the Lion's Den. He wasn't there particularly long. He just sort of worked out that he didn't like fighting so much, I think. He probably got sick of Ken's bullshit. But yeah, he got brought over. He's a strong dude. I think he wrestled based on the look of him and the stuff he does. And Yanagisawa, of course, made his debut in... Oh, nice low kick. Nice high kick from Yanagisawa. Big pimp slap. Single leg from James Matthews. Manages to get the dumping single over his head. Oh, and fucking awesome from Ryushi Nagasawa. So he's in that single leg, and I thought that Matthews had finished the dumping single by dumping him over his head. No, so what Nagasawa had done was he dived all the way over Matthews and grabbed a toe hold. Like serious catch wrestling shit. That's so cool. I love it. High kick from Yanagisawa. Double leg. Charging double from James Matthews. Gets top control on Yanagisawa. Yanagisawa trying to work the double wrist lock. Matthews doing well to defend it. Sort of climbing up the back. Now he's on Yanagisawa's back. And here we see the fucking master lock. The full Nelson. So, anyone who also watches Pride Resurrection, which most of my audience does... in fact, I think most of my audience is from Pride Resurrection. Fucking Yanagisawa, he had a fight he had a wrestling match against Chris Masters and lost due to the Master Lock. So obviously Chris Masters had that scouted by watching his fight against James Matthews here, where he couldn't defend the Nelson. Eli Easy, the Game Hunter. Yanagisawa didn't do much after Pancrase, did he? I did a fair bit. He went to K1 for a little while. Beat Nobuyuki Kikuta by decision, which is a little bit shit. And then he went to rings, and he went to decision with Fedor and Randy Couture. So he wasn't exactly bad at fighting after that. I think he just maybe thought he could earn more money outside of Pancrase. As for the rest of his fights after that, I don't know. But also, got to bear in mind that, Yanagisawa, like, he'd been fighting nearly every month in Pancrase. He was on most shows. So, like, given that he fought a month after being put in a coma by Bas Rutten, fucking fist choke from Yanagisawa, brutal. Ruthless. But yeah, I don't know how Yanagisawa went in pro wrestling, because I've seen the one match against Chris Matthews, which was pretty good, but the rest of it I just haven't seen. Mind you, I'm not up to date with my wrestling at all. My wrestling knowledge ends at about 2002 when Rings finishes. Jim Matthews here trying to enter on the leg here and gets armbarred by Yanagisawa. Nice. Foot on the ropes, Matthews. The ropes! The ropes are right there! Put your foot on the ropes! I don't think he's worked out where he is in the ring. And he's tapped and nearly got his elbow fucking busted. So Yearlord, I called Jim Miller Jim Steele for some reason. Because he was in my memory. But nice win from Yanagisawa with some really cool catch wrestling shit. But Matthews wasn't the best fighter. I don't know if he shows up in Pancrase much after this. Because he didn't have a single win. Because I think when Scott Bisak comes in, Matthews leaves. Dixie. Alright, who's up next? I think it's Bas Rutten versus Funaki next. Either Easy the Game Hunter. Most of the foreign fighters they either found at Dolman's gym or through Ken Shamrock. So James Matthews was a Lion's Den guy. Guys coming in from Dolman's gym. There was Toon Stelling, there was C's Bazeems, and then rather than through Dolman's gym, they got them through Glovis Dupree after that, and then that got them Leon Dyke and Andre Van der Noodler. Zach George, can you check out my old fights playlist? I shall! I'll check it out when I finish up the stream here. Ryushi was a Seido Kaiken karateka before he got into MMA. So, I've been watching some Seido Kaiken karate. It's pretty fun, because it starts off with like knockdown karate, then they ditch the jacket, and then they end up going to to Muay Thai fights rules, which is pretty cool. Chris Tolman was the scout for Holland fighters for both Pancrase and Rings. That's pretty cool. And that would make sense, because he went to the U Cosmos event where he had that match against Akira Maeda. That would have built the relationship required to build those guys and bring them over. Here's Scott! Scott Bisak, or Basak, I have no idea how to pronounce it. Taking on Takaku Fuke, otherwise known as Yusuke. I really like Yusuke Fuke, because he really embodies that pro wrestler rather than fighter mindset. He's always out there to entertain and throw out bullshit. So, for example, the last fight that I put up of his is him against Semi Schilt, and Semi Schilt catches one of his kicks, and so he jumps into a spinning back kick against fucking Semi Schilt. Of course he misses it, but yeah. Takaku Fuke, best guy. I have no idea about how Jim Steele would have done in MMA. There are a lot of wrestlers that, because of just the size, I reckon they would have done quite well in MMA if they had done like legitimate fighting. So Mike Barton, if he'd have started way earlier, he could have been an excellent guy. But you don't need to pass fucking drug tests back in 1997. Just come and look at like a prime fucking Mark Coleman or Mark Kerr. Just a blood monster. This will be a fun little fight. Takaku Fuke has gotten rid of his mullet, which is a shame, because I always liked the Fuke mullet. He's not wearing his bright red gear, he's wearing his black gear, so he's obviously taking this one seriously. Fuke put on a bit of size when Pancrash started too. Because I saw his first pro wrestling match in one of the last UWF events, and that was quite good. It was really good shoot style. It was him versus Kakihara. And then UWF falls apart, and then he wrestles a few times in PWFG, has that shoot against the TIE Fighter, which will be coming up as a... his shoot against the TIE Fighter will be coming up as an episode of Old School Shoots fairly soon, along with Kyoshi Tamura versus Matthew Saad Muhammad, Kyoshi Tamura versus Pat Smith, and Billy Scott versus James Waring. Alright, here we go. Low kick. And sprawled on. Eli Easy, the Game Hunter. Jerry Flynn should have done Pancrase. His fights with Fred Floyd was a horrible debut. I actually haven't seen Jerry Flynn's shoots. I've only seen his shoot style. And I quite like Jerry Flynn's shoot style. I actually reckon he's better than Bart Vale at shoot style. He's just a better wrestler. And I ended up going to the WCW. So he'll get when I do my real shooter tier list eventually. I've got a plan on how to do that one. It'll be pretty easy to do, but yeah, it'll be good. All right, we got top wrist lock attempts from Scott Bisak here. Bisak was really just a bruiser, just an absolute headbuster. But he's so soft-spoken and he seems so nice. He just looks like a gigantic Ned Flanders, like if he gave Ned Flanders several rounds of steroids. Front kick, palm strikes, another shoot from Takaku Fuke. Climbs up, eats that knee to the body. Low single from Fuke. Eating body punches, climbing around, and ends up on the bottom in guard. Well done, Bisak. Oh, but he peeks at the side. Come on, Fuke, take the back. Oh, nicely done, Scott Bisak. This is a good fight, though, because Fuke, he always struggled against, just guys who had size on him, not necessarily skill. Because I remember his fight against... Well, the fight against Sammy Schilt is one of those where he just got butchered because of the sheer size of Schilt. He just couldn't do anything with him. And then there's a few other ones where I just remember him going in against a bigger, stronger guy and just getting manhandled. Dear Lord, I enjoy some of the mid-carders became pro wrestlers like Yanagisawa, Kari Sato, Fuke. Well, Fuke always started out as a pro wrestler and always was a pro wrestler, even in his Pancrase stuff. Like every time he'd win, he'd pull in a young boy to do a pro wrestling spot or two. He'd throw out fucking Taibuka mask, spinning back kicks and drop kicks and shit like that. So him going back into pro wrestling just, seemed about right. Nice armbar! He gets the ropes. Well done, Fuke. I didn't see the sweep there. I'm paying no attention. And HOT Wrestling thinking about a Japanese brawl for all. Well, Pancrase kind of was it. And all those pro wrestlers showing up in Pride was also that. Nice big high crotch single into a double leg from Yusuke Fuke. I think Fuke, he was never... Colossimo or Slothmaster can correct me here, but I don't think he had a background before he started pro wrestling. I think he just started straight into shoot fighting and pro wrestling. Heel hook. Nice heel hook entry. And the tap from Scott Bisak and a very happy man, Yusuke Fuke. Kosen Judo and catch wrestling is a good mix. So there's Kosen and Kodokan Judo. Kodokan Judo is the one which focuses on throw. Kosen Judo is all about sort of more groundwork, isn't it? Kosen Judo and catch wrestling is a good mix. I'd say just any grappling art, because it's all mixing together these days. As much as some people want to keep the purity of their arts and whatever, it's bullshit. It should just be grappling. And you should be able to compete in whatever. It just annoys me. Like, I think of myself, I approach my ground fighting in a catch style in that I want the takedown, I want to work from on top, and I want positional control. And my positional control on top is... It's not, I'm just going to keep you here by having my weight on you. I'm going to make it fucking awful for you to be underneath me with knee rides and shit like that. And so that's the thought of the catch wrestling approach that I've taken, even though I've only ever learned Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu directly from other human beings. Bas went into pro wrestling too, probably the best Pancrase fighter turned pro wrestler. I've seen a couple of Bas's things in New Japan Pro Wrestling. He was so stiff. Oh my god. Just beating the shit out of whoever he was in there with. His one against Masayuki Naruse is like bad because he front kicks Naruse and then high kicks him afterwards, and like Naruse is definitely legit KO'd. Here we have Ruten versus Funaki. Ruten at this point undefeated. Funaki had lost to Ken Shamrock in the first event and won every single fight afterwards, including their fight against C's Bazinas. And Bus being probably the best Pancrase fighter temporarily. I mean, you can... He probably is better than Funaki, but I always thought that Funaki was the better all-round fighter. And Suzuki is definitely the best pro wrestler to come out of Pancrase. In terms of like the longevity of his career, the breadth of like styles he can do. Because he can do anything from shoot style through to like American style pro wrestling and then comedy wrestling, like his empty arena match or his match against both of his matches against Mecha Mummy. Like they're just hilarious because you've got this guy in there who like doesn't believe anything that Mecha Mummy's doing, but then eventually starts selling for Mecha Mummy, and it's really good. So watching those over on DDT Pro is something that's definitely worth doing. Bus's shorts. Bus still has those shorts apparently. Yellow 2, I just have Bus bias. Well, I'd probably just have Funaki bias too. Yeah, apparently they get eventually just like Bus. You gotta wear Speedos, man. Alright, here we go. The fucking size of Ruten. Like, he's such a huge human. Nice palm strike, big kick from fucking Bus, but Funaki manages to get the takedown there, and he's probably trying to put his brain back together because he got fucking wrecked. Alex Rivas! Hello, dude. How you doing? Are you going to cover U-Style events? I don't have any U-Style events currently. I want those because I know they're really good because those are the ones that are promoted by Kiyoshi Tamura, and then there's Kiyoshi Tamura versus Frank Shamrock on one of those. That's a really good fight, really good not Kiyoshi Tamura, Daisuke Nakamura versus Frank Shamrock on one of those. It's a really good fight. So if I can find them, I will, but currently I just don't have them. And Alex Rivia, you won some video games on the Koji Kitao on the Kitao Dojo stream. Do you want those? Just tell us if you do or not. Because so far, I just want to give people free shit that I have extra copies of, and so far both Zach George and Slothmaster have been like, yeah, nah, I don't want it. I like the time Suzuki gave Mecha Mummy the Gosh pile drive in the lake and exploded. That was good. I prefer the time Suzuki re-naked chokes Mecha Mummy so hard that like he overheats and just starts like his backpack starts smoking. And he's going to get like power drilled by Mecha Mummy, and so he drags Ryogaku Wada into the way, and Wada gets power drilled instead. No idea. Bus working his guard game, which is rudimentary to say the least. Trying to shove up into an arm triangle from the bottom on Masakatsu Funaki, so showing that he's actually learning how to grapple. Alright. Pushing on the face, manages to get the arm triangle a little bit, doesn't cinch it up, and so he gets based out by Funaki. Bus at this point was training once a week in grappling with Chris Tomlin. Well, once a week is not enough. Like, maybe for Bus, but not for anybody else. Because I think it was after this fight, or after his first Ken Shamrock fight, he just stopped training striking. Like, he'd spar, but he'd never work pads. He'd just do cardio, and then just grapple, and then that was it. At least according to his commentary. That I remember. Alright, we're in half guard here. Suzuki's walking his leg up. Not Suzuki. Funaki's walking his leg up, so he's probably thinking, oh! Palm strike to the bottom from Bus. Pushing down the toes of Bus. And a punch! A punch from the bottom from Bus, and Funaki's like, fuck you, Bus! And that's it! The end of the fight. Oh dear, just toe holded the fuck out of Bus. That wasn't even a toe hold, that was a fucking Kurt Angle ankle lock. And he like nearly busted the, well he did bust the ankle of Bus Ruten. Ruten's in a lot of pain. And Funaki's just... What is it with these fucking Dutch guys? They keep cheating. Because he was in against C's Bazim's, and Bazim's elbowed him in the face. So he cranks the shit out of Bazim's elbow. And then Bus punches him in the face, and so he cranks the shit out of the toe hold on Bus. I'm just curious who gave Bus knee pads and kick pads but neglected to just complete the set with speedos. I got no idea. Same person who probably gave Paul Lazenby a cup and gave Paul Lazenby shin guards and knee pads and wrestling boots, but didn't give him a cup or a mouth guard. And so Bus out here doing the split jump with a broken ankle, like the fucking badass that he is. And now Funaki's gonna do it too. Lord, the archive links I sent you might have U-Style. I recall I just remember watching the event before. I'll double check them. I remember seeing UWF and U-Spirits, but I don't remember seeing U-Style. So I'll check that out. If I can find it, I'll cover it, but if I can't, I can't. But I got a good amount of stuff now. I got some Kingdom, I got a lot of UWF, I got all of UWFI, well, all of UWFI Bushido, fair bit of PWFG, 4 out of the 6 Katao Dojo events. So I got a lot of good stuff. And a bunch of just shitty MMA, and then I got a lot of Seto, Kaiken, Karate. So there we are, your winner with a sick fucking toe hold. I quite enjoyed U-Spirits 2, U-Spirits again. U-Spirits 1 was too pro wrestling-y for me. U-Spirits, again, there were 3 shoots on that one, as far as I can tell, because I think, not Nakamura, fucking, what's his name? Whatever. So Takafumi Ito losing to, not Kima Kunioku, losing to Katsunori Kikuno, that was a shoot. I think Yuki Kondo versus Kanahara was a shoot, and I think that my man Keiichiro Yamamiya taking on Daijiro Matsui was also a shoot. And then the other ones in those were obviously a shoot style. Katao Dojo really is the highest priority. I will be doing some more Katao Dojo. Next week will be. Buzz said the reason he did not wear Speedos in his earliest fights is because he did not like the idea of grappling a man with that little clothing on. Don't be a bitch, Buzz. That's why I wear my Vale Tudo shorts. For the maximum skin to skin. Oh dear. The thing is, if you're wrestling a dude, there's always going to be someone getting off to it somewhere. So you might as well just lean into it. And here we have the main event. It is Minoru Suzuki taking on Ken Shamrock. Now, this is a fight that has a significant amount of contention to it. So, Funaki, of course, will swear up and down that every single fight in Pancrase was legit. I don't know about Suzuki. Has William Portsmo published the Suzuki interview yet? I don't know. And then the Ken Shamrock one, both in his book and stuff, he says that Pancrase management, and then later he says Pancrase management and Suzuki approached him and said to take it easy on Suzuki in this fight, and then to lose to Suzuki in this fight. So he's changed his story a couple of times. In my opinion, it doesn't look worked. Like, the second fight definitely is a work, and you can tell from the way it's fought, but watching this one, and you'll all see, Ken's throwing shit with intention. So did Suzuki marry his wife before or after she made his theme roll? I got no idea. I didn't realize that Suzuki had married Kira. Billy Scott had a great match on the first show. First show of Kingdom or first show of U-Style? I haven't watched that one yet. Like I just sort of flicked through. I wasn't paying very much attention to it, but it was just too wrestling-y. And here comes Ken to his stripper theme. Ken Shamrock does have a giant fucking ego. Reading through his book, the fucking Ken Shamrock biography, it is, I've said this before, I'll say it again, it's a window into an alien state of mind, because he's a man who has zero self-awareness. Because, like, he says he doesn't like Minoru Suzuki because he found him bullying the other fighters, and then you just read through the Ken Shamrock biography, and there's so many stories of him just beating the shit out of someone in the gym from, beating the shit in the gym for no good fucking reason. Is Kingdom on the UG? Some of it is on that thread that I've given you. So, Birth Step 1, 2, and Ambition are all on that thread I've shown you. So that's 6 good hours of Kingdom. And here's Ken Shamrock. So, depending on who you believe, this match is either semi-worked, either Ken Shamrock is going in there taking it easy, fully worked, as in he was going to let Suzuki win, or not worked at all. In my opinion, it is... Perhaps Ken Shamrock started out taking it easy on Suzuki and then changed his mind, but that definitely isn't how it looks. And Suzuki definitely didn't approach it like it was a work, so who knows? Banana Ken. And he's so fucking huge. I can't get over the fucking size of that human being. He's enormous. Can't believe Ken Shamrock is working for Impact right now. I can. Because he's broke. So reading through the book, he didn't pay a single cent of tax through his entire run in the WWE, and he's still, like, that's a couple of $1 million worth of tax that's just sitting over his head. That's why he was fighting for so long, because he needed the fucking money. So, I'm much happier him working in Impact than fighting. Nice big palm strike. Like, that just doesn't look worked. Tries to double belly-to-belly suplex him. Nice base out from Suzuki. Like, it just doesn't look like... if he was going to take it easy, he's changed his mind. Trying to knee pick Suzuki. Got the underhook. Because there's intention in all of this shit. Impact are probably paying him, like, decently for a pro wrestler. Nice base out from Suzuki, nice back take from Ken Shamrock, and then Suzuki just flops to the ground because he's like, I'm not getting fucking suplexed by this man. Suzuki with the ride on the side. Digging in the crossface here. Suzuki basing out. Ken doing the usual thing of just grinding his forearm in the back of his skull. Like, I like to think that I've had a decent eye for works in Pancrase, like works and shoots. And this one just doesn't look worked. To me, anyway. Snowden's book was indeed a great resource. Snowden is such a little bitch on Twitter. But he did write a hell of a good book, so we'll give him that. Back take attempt from Ken Shamrock. Now he's trying to armbar Suzuki. So, Ken Shamrock, throughout his entire mixed martial arts career, has had one armbar, and it was against a guy who had literally had no pro fights before, and ended his pro record at 0-5. So that is the armbar acumen of Ken Shamrock. Suzuki trying to grind the elbows into Ken Shamrock's hips to open up the guard, but that's not going to work against a guy like Ken. And try and top wrist lock him from inside guard, that's also not going to work. Got the wrist control. So we have calmed down a little bit, but the start definitely wasn't calm. Armbars are kind of a bitch to get. I'll agree with that, Slothmaster. They are, but... still not super difficult. There we go. So Ken's popped his legs finally. He actually got Takahashi in a side choke from guard pre-UFC 1. Was... Yes, We Are Hybrid Wrestlers 2 was pre-UFC 1. I had forgotten that. Because he'd beaten Takaku Fuke at Yes We Are Hybrid Wrestlers 3 before he went to UFC 1, because Fuke was in his corner. Double wrist lock attempt from Suzuki, but he's not going to get that on Ken. Like, Ken's just fucking flexing out of it. Now he's trying to straight armbar. That's not going to work, Suzuki. You are not straight armbarring Ken Shamrock. I'll tell you that right now. Ken Shamrock, re-half guarding Suzuki. Ken Shamrock was kind of a turtle on his back. He just didn't get much off. Like, he'd either explode up or he'd, This is definitely a Lion's Den thing. Like, actually, I'd prefer to be in fucking half guard against someone from the Lion's Den than I would be in mount against someone from the Lion's Den. Because they're just so fucking explosive. They've all got these gorilla fucking bridges where they can just throw you halfway across the ring. And Anthony M's, not if you're Jericho, he's got 1,000 armbars. No, he has 1,004 holds. First one of which is arm drag. Second one of which is armbar. Third, which is the moss-covered three-handled family gradunzel. So there we are. We see the fucking explosiveness of Kenny. Just pops out the fucking back of Suzuki like it's nothing. Into single leg ride, not spiral ride. Thank you, Dan the Wolfman. Yeah, he does have one big ass arm. Fourth one is an armbar. The fifth one is the Saskatchewan. And then that's the end of the promo before they cut to commercial. Next time I win a fight, I want to do that. Come out with a list of 1,004 holds and get started. See how much cheap heat I can get from the crowd. Trying to get the opening, trying to create some openings here against Suzuki, who's just turtling like a little baby. Ankle pick Ken. Just kneel on his fucking ankle and pick it up. He's gone to standing up while pulling up on the ankle of Suzuki. So you can really see the amateur wrestling of Ken Shamrock. And my continue before I'd read the Jonathan Snowden Ken Shamrock biography, I always believed that pre and post WWE Ken were just straight up two different guys. Like, he could barely tell they barely looked the same in how they fought. And then reading through the fucking thing and learning that he spent those 3 years cheating on his wife, on cocaine, just juiced to the fucking gills, not doing any fucking cardio, and injured the entire time. Yeah, I can understand why he just looks so fucking different afterwards. Trying to punch in for a choke underneath Suzuki's chin here. Not even just cocaine. Fucking any drug under the sun they could get their fucking hands on. Such a fucking... What a time. What a time to be alive. But I don't understand that level of hedonism where you can tell you're fucking yourself up and then just keep going. Like, I finished doing that when I was 20. 22. Alright, so here we are in the ankle lock, and so here it comes, the crank is gonna happen. So, alright, this fucking heel hook is so fucking ruthless, and then he arcs into an armbar while he's still torquing the knee from the heel hook, and that just blows Ken's knee out. It's real bad, like he can't stand after that. So that finish wasn't fucking worked. The rest of the fight didn't look worked. It looked like Ken was in control. Looked like Ken versus Manabu Yamada. Looked like Ken versus... who else did he fight, like, with a lot of control? Ken versus Funaki. So, as much as Ken Shamrock approached that book and he said he wasn't going to lie, I feel like in this one he's... In retelling that story so many times and becoming more and more bitter about it, because he does seem more and more bitter every time... Every year, like, further away from his Pancrase career, further away from his fighting career, he just seems more and more bitter about the whole thing. So, there you go. Your winner is Minoru Suzuki. Whether or not it's legit, that is out and about in the world, and you can all draw your own conclusions on that one. I've drawn mine, but, you know, my bias is probably towards Suzuki, because I don't want to emulate Ken in my life. Probably don't want to emulate Suzuki either. Don't really want to emulate anybody. Thanks for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. So we'll hit the pause button there, so we don't get taken down on stream. I hope you guys all enjoyed that. I certainly did. What will we be doing next week? So tomorrow evening for you people in America, well, tomorrow morning for you people in America, the David Moore interview is going live. I got the all clear from him. It's up on YouTube. It's just going to get released in about 13 hours. So that'll be good, and I hope you guys all enjoy that and share that one around, because I certainly will be. And that'll do me, and we'll see you all next time.